Okay, alternator's all on. Just give you a close-up of the way the bracket goes on. So basically, this bracket here, there's two fixings, one there and one there. That one takes that bracket, which has got the adjuster, which goes through. You can see when my finger's wiggling there, that's the back of it, so that goes through the alternator. Obviously I've just nipped that up and just nip that one up and nip that one up because I'm going to have to adjust it when I put the belt on. Heat shrink that wire, so that's crimped that a bit more and just pushed it on so it's on and it's insulated. Like I said before, if this plays up or it doesn't work, I'll just blank it off and get rid of the wire or earth the wire out to make the light go out or whatever I need to do. But I think it'll work. It took me a bit of working out where the wiring goes because it was sort of squished up a bit. So that wire comes there. The loom goes past, see, past there and over the top. Just here where you can see where there's been something bolted there, I believe that's where the power steering bracket goes for the power steering pump. But I think that goes on after that cover there, or through the cover, because I think that's what these must go on, that bolt and that bolt. It looks, you can see where it's been sat, so I can get the cam bolt in there, but I think I'm jumping the gun by putting the power steering belt on. Let's try and get over it. I'm a bit cramped for space at the moment. I put the oil pipes on, so you can see they sort of go round the back of those, the top one of them, and then it goes kind of forward and then back again. This is a starter motor one, I remember now. That's a starter motor one which goes, sort of sits and goes over the cross member like that. And I think it clips up under here somewhere and then goes to the starter. You can't really see it, I can't get in to show you, but just underneath here, sort of underneath there, is the pressure switch. And there's a bit of loom that comes off this to go to the connections on the pressure switch. I can't really connect that up now because I can't get the engine any higher without messing about too much. I can do all that when it's on, when it's in the car, because I've got to connect all the starter stuff up and whatever. So that joint there, where it changes from the brown to the orange, is pretty much, on my pictures, it's pretty much there, just above there. So I took pictures before I disturbed any of this. I can't see as it can go through there because it's a bit too tight with it. You can see there's not much of a gap between the body and whatever, so it's got to go there. It can't come over this way because if it comes over this way, the one for the one at the front isn't long enough. So I'm pretty sure it does go like that. There's a bracket under there as well that's round the loom. I'm not sure where that screws onto, whether it screws onto here or screws under there somewhere. I think it goes on one of these casing ones underneath. But again, I'll do that. I'll do that when it's up in the air. I'll put these oil pipes on. These are sort of just like a cone end, so it's like a tapered fit, like a plumbing, well, like a gas bottle fitting. I've done them, cleaned up the ends and done them pretty tight, so we'll see if they, you know, obviously I'm going to check for leaks and whatever. It's not the end of the world. You can get to them, even if you've got to take the oil filter off. You can get to them fairly easily. I think this rubber thing maybe should be a bit further back. I think that's to stop the pipes going anywhere near. I think it should be about here. Stop the pipes going anywhere near the alternator, but I shall make sure they're free. It's a bit awkward having that stuck up out the way, but the more I've got on it, it kind of helps me as I'm going along, unless I want to put as much as I can on, because otherwise if I put something else on and I haven't done these, then I think, oh God, I should have done that and whatever. And, but yeah, so a bit of progress. The pulley belt, etc., looks okay. You can see a bit of wear. There's a bit of wear on these pulleys, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to do anything. You know, it might make a bit of a difference to tension in the belt or how long the belt lasts or whatever, but where am I going to get a whole set of pulleys for, you know, that aren't worn, and how much is it going to cost me? So it was running all right before. The belt weren't slack before, no problem with it. In fact, the belt looked fairly new when I took it off. It had obviously been, it wasn't cracked and horrible. So yeah, so got those bits on. Obviously put some gloves, tape some gloves over there just so no crap goes in there. I could put that pipe on there, but I think that's just going to get in the way of doing the cam belt, and you can put that on afterwards. That's not a problem. I can't put the water bridge on until I've done the thing, and I can't put the oil filter bit until I've done the heads either. So I think we're about done on the engine as now. Everything's pretty much cleaned up. The leads have got numbers all over the shop, but the distributor's got numbers on. So once I set it at top dead centre, I think I'll put the distributor in then as well, because I did mark the casing where the distributor sat. So as long as I get it pointing to number 1, I think it clicks, you can hear it click, click. As long as I get it pointed pretty much to number 1 and put it in there, and then line it up with the marks on me where I've marked where the timing, where it was bolted down, I shouldn't be far off. I've got to check the timing obviously anyway, because of the belts being done and everything, but it shouldn't be far off. I might clean that pulley up a bit more before I put it on, just paint the numbers and make the numbers a bit more clearer. I have done it in the past where you scrape it out, sort of spray it white or whatever, and then just with some thinners on a cloth quickly just wipe it, and you end up leaving the white in the numbers, which kind of works quite well. I'm just remembering what these are now. Yeah, these are the water pipes. I think these go sort of there. Yeah, no. Does one of them go there? Or maybe there. I have got pictures. I know there's a blanking one on each one, and so obviously so the heads can be turned round. I think that's how it works. Well, no, the heads can't be turned round. But yeah, there's some blanking plates on either end. Yeah, I suppose the heads can be turned around actually. They probably are symmetrical, even though they're labelled up. They've got the blanking bits on. That's obviously why they've got them on. They are symmetrical, yeah. So yeah, I can't remember where they go now, but they're the water pipes that I was forgetting about. I think that one does go there. No, it doesn't go there, does it? I think that one does go there, because that's the one with the sensor wire. Ah, that's it. That's where it goes. It goes like that, I remember now. There's a sensor wire. I think that goes there. And then the other one probably goes on that side, I believe. But yeah, it's like a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. They're the blanking, that's it, they're the blanking plates. I'll just seal them on and put new gaskets and clean them up dead well. Should be fine. All the bits are here, so until I come a crapper and think I can't find something should go there and I don't know where it goes, then I'll be doing some more Googling. But I took pictures of pretty much everything. Every bit I took off, my phone's full of pictures, which to be fair, like when I was doing that wiring, very, very useful, because you wouldn't remember which way around it going, exactly how far to pull it up and whatever. The same with the orientation of these pipes. It's quite obvious now, but you know, they could have been the opposite way around. You don't know, so I just took pictures of everything. And I was right about that. You know, you can pull that back enough to get the head off, and then obviously it bolts on when the head's properly on. Right, that's it. It's enough for today. I'll spin it back around and cover it up, and then I think it's have a day off tomorrow, maybe tomorrow evening, and then come on Sunday nice and early and have a full day Sunday. Try and get the radiator and auto box side of it sorted. I think I should be able to do that in a day. And you never know with these cars. Something snaps off, or something, you know. I'm always wary of stuff snapping off and breaking something that's, you know, that you can't get, or I've got to order from bloody America or something. But, you know, if I didn't enjoy it, I'd buy a Ford Escort or a brand new Golf or something. But yeah, okay, right, that's it for now. I'll hopefully do another video on Sunday. I've got all the ATF fluid and the filter and whatever, unless when I get the filter off. I've got a filter for, I think it's 77 up to 83 or something like that. I was kind of looking at different parts. The automatic fuel, I think the next one up from it goes from 84 to 86, which I'm pretty sure mine's not that late, so I think it's the earlier one, so I think I've got the right one. If I take it apart and take it off and it's not the right one, then I can always leave the bottom off the box and order the right one once I've took it off, but I'm pretty sure I've got the right one. I've got the right oil. I think I'll drain the auto box at the back, take it off at the back and stuff, and leave the rad connected, and hopefully what's in the cooler in the rad will all run back and come out that way. And I think you can, there's a bung in torque converter which you spin it round and undo, and then you can drain the torque converter as well. And then I think the idea is you put it all together, fill it up, run it for a bit, fill it up again, and keep doing it till there's like a little reservoir underneath on the gearbox until that stays sort of level when it's running. But I've got to check that out when I do it, but may as well do all that now. Whether I'll get to do the exhaust or not, I don't know. It just depends how much time I get. I'd like to get the exhaust done because then I can leave it stood up sort of to dry and draining, and I'm hoping it won't smoke too much because it's been so much full of oil. I did wash it out pretty well, but if it smokes, it smokes. It should burn off eventually. But I've got the majority of it out. But yeah, I had to buy. I just bought a cheap. About 50 quid that jet wash, cheap jet wash. It does the job. It cleaned the engine off pretty nicely, and did all the engine bay. As well next week, I think after Sunday, if I do the box and the rad and I'm running out of things, I can clean the engine bay up. I have jet washed it all off, but like all the paintwork, you can see I'll probably get some brake cleaner and stuff and clean all the paintwork up, all the bits you can't get to when the engine's in, so it looks a bit more nice and not pretty, but clean. So when you put your hands in there, you don't get dirty. I mean, the amount of oil on this engine was mad. It was just everything. It would just look like someone had poured oil all over it. Basically, there was oil everywhere. I think in this V bit here, there was probably a good 10 mil of crud sat in there, which was pretty gross. I know there's another guy who does videos, and he'd had things living under there, which doesn't surprise me. Right, that's it for now. I'll speak to you next time.